Okay. All right, last one up. I'm the only thing standing between you and some beer, so I'm gonna be as efficient as possible. But let's give a big round of applause for Justin. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming out. My name is Adam Sellke. I am a serial entrepreneur and tech founder, also a independent consultant in the product space and technology space. People have been asking me for the last 2 years solid, hey, wow, what are you going to do next, Adam? What's your next thing? What are you going to do with AI? And it's been great, right? It's been exciting. But asking me what I want to do with AI has been, it's like asking me what I want to do with electricity. It's everything, right? And it's super exciting right now to see what's going on out here. And it's also a little bit daunting because things are moving so fast. And that response of, ask me what I want to do with electricity is also not very satisfying, right? So this is me getting involved and actually trying on some of these tools. And everything you're going to see here has been done using AI tools and technology. The presentation's been done on Gamma. And the software that we'll be demoing was built in Replit using nothing but English prompts to create it. So, this little experiment, and I'm also in that 3-week honeymoon period where this thing hasn't turned on me yet. So, I'm kind of bullish on it, but I also recognize some of the limitations. So this is a multi-AI human collaboration tool. Here are the problems I've been encountering over the course of the last couple of years and playing around with these technologies. Juggling multiple models, right? You ask a question to one model, it's an interesting answer. You want to cut and paste it into the other model, see what it's going to say. Doing that back and forth is kind of cumbersome and a little bit, redundant. One of the other things I found really exciting to do is to set up sort of multi-persona discussions within these models, which is kind of cool. You can assign different roles to the model and say, you're going to play this role, you're going to play that role. You're a devil's advocate, you're an over-optimist, and let's have a conversation about those things. Again, it's manual to set up with prompts to do that. It's also siloed within a single model. So the third problem is probably the most significant problem is I can't code. So I've got a little bit of background. I'm a product guy, as I mentioned, but Apple Basic doesn't go as far as it used to. So I'm limited in what I can do. So I'm very dependent on these tools. So the solution that I developed is the working title is the AI Roundtable. What it's doing is it's pulling in 4 different LLM models into a single chat interface. Not only are they all able to receive my prompt, but they are aware of each other, and they are able to build on each other's responses within that chat. Secondarily, we have some configuration settings that we can assign to these models that allow you to assign those different roles and characteristics. There's a default system prompt, but that you can overwrite, and then there's some sliders on some attributes and characteristics that will allow you to tune how these models will behave within a given discussion or a conversation. And then lastly, not least, part of the solution is Replit. Okay, if anybody's not familiar with Replit, this is a pitch for that. It's a full stack, like Cursor and some of the other tools out there. It's a full stack cloud platform as well as an AI assisted IDE. Everything in here has been built using that. So I'm going to pivot to the demo, and it's coming awake. This has now been deployed to a server in production via Replit. It's available at airoundtable.replit.app. Here we're able to log in. And here you'll see just a very basic chat interface, right, where you can put a message in, and we've got other features that allow you to manage your profile. Again, very pedestrian type of app stuff, but if you can't code, you're not going to get very far until without that stuff. And then within this is our AI roundtable settings, where it's currently a bring your own API key type of tool. But you add your API key, you can select the model that's available within those keys. These are the default prompts, and then these are those characteristics I was referring to, where you can use the slider to say, do you want it to be formal or informal, general, specific, objective, empathetic, verbose, very concise, very concrete, et cetera, et cetera. We're gonna go with very concise so we can move along very quickly, and I'm gonna save that setting. I'm not gonna change the overriding system prompt at the moment. And we have, as our models here, we have OpenAI, we have Anthropic, Claude, we have Gemini, and we have Grok, all in the same conversation. So now I'll go back to my chat window. I'll start a new conversation. What just flashed through there were the 4 models checking in and saying hi and who they're there with. And let's just use a simple experiment here just to see how the models respond when we ask it to work together towards a goal. Start counting off in order from the number 101. And well, here we go. Grok chimes in. Anthropic burps. That happens occasionally, but that's okay. But OpenAI picks up where we left off. Great. They've all taken a turn. It pauses here at the end of their turn. The turn is randomized initially, so we've built in a lot of conversation dynamics in order to facilitate a more natural type of conversation. I can continue the prompt with another prompt, or I can just continue the conversation without any further intervention on my part. And they're gonna pick up the conversation where they left off. And again, randomized order. Another feature of this is that I can go into a app mention, and because Anthropic burped at me, I want to check in on Claude. Now Claude is only gonna respond, and Claude just let me know it's fine. He's responding concisely though. So he was so concise he didn't respond the last time. But as you can see, these configurations are pretty malleable, and you can get into different kinds of scenarios. So these are other examples. So we were doing the concise counting. This is what it's when it's set to verbose, and they opine about how wonderful it is to count. We've done a conversation with Grok and Claude on who'd win in a chess match. We've set up a mini virtual Y Combinator team where Paul Graham is hosting office hours, and we've got a front-end developer, back-end developer, and a product person all in the room asking Paul questions in office hours. We also have a leprechaun and a cowboy and somebody with the hiccups, having a conversation together, and they all adopt these personas as they're having these conversations. So these are, interesting scenarios where you can use these folks as a sounding board. Folks, there's anthropomorphization. I can't even say it. But you could be the puppet master, or you could be the recipient. So think about the scenarios of where you're practicing a presentation or you're practicing for an interview. This could be the panel of interviewers who are all asking you questions, or you could be the person in the middle of the room conducting a lengthy brainstorm sessions. So here are the lessons learned. They're the same lessons that were explored earlier. You gotta be resilient, you gotta keep banging on the keyboard. Monkeys with keyboards can eventually bang out Shakespeare. That was my experience. The prompting is important, rollback is important. We've got a little roadmap. You can try this now, sign up today if you'd like. It's a developer edition where you have to bring your own keys. Here's the stack, and thank you very much.